Hi guys, Ancient Warrior. Welcome back to Prepping and Free America. If you like what you hear here, hit the subscribe button. If you want to be the first kid on your block to know what craziness I'm talking about next, hit the bell icon with all. Leave comments. I'll do my best to get to them within 24 hours. And guys, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Let's talk about predictions for 2022. I got 10 items here that I actually, I'm sitting here looking at them again and going, yeah, it's high probability on all of them. So let's start with number one. More of the same. Guys, they're going to continue this fear-mongering over various and different diseases that are coming up. Somebody said that they were trying to wipe out a third of the population, and I don't know. Until recently, I really didn't believe in FEMA camps either, but I'm starting to, slowly but surely come around to the FEMA camp idea. And I think they're going to try to find every reason in the world, to lock us down again. Number two, possible war. Now, folks, there's always a probability of war, or a possibility of war at least. Do I think the Chinese are going to try to go into Taiwan? Yeah, I think eventually they will. Will it happen in 22? I hope not. And Russia with Ukraine, one of their idiot talking heads over there made a comment that if the United States were to intervene on Russia trying to go into Ukraine, that they would nuke American cities. I'm telling you that until you hear that kind of rhetoric coming from Vladimir Putin, don't believe it. Do I believe that I think he's just jacking with the Ukraine, just to jack with them to prove he can do it. I think one of the bigger possibilities is China and India getting into another scrape. Number three, a new variant. I think that they're going to find new variants every 3 months just to keep us on edge. I noticed a couple of days ago that they came out and went from, they were saying 14 days quarantine to 10 days quarantine, now to 5 days quarantine. I think they're realizing these quarantines are not having the desired effect, and it's not slowing down the disease process. Price increases. Dear God, folks, I was at the grocery store yesterday, and I'm going to talk about what I call the junk meats. Cheap meat at $9.54 a pound. Cow tongues at $10.35 a pound. Oxtails at $8.84 a pound. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, an oxtail is what you think it is. It's a cow's tail. It's been stripped, cleaned, and chopped into pieces. I looked at prime rib the other day. I was at Sam's and I just wanted to see what the price of it was. A small prime rib was almost $300. No way I'd buy that. I like prime rib, but I can, pay $30 or $40, go to a restaurant and eat that. And if I go to the right place, I can get all you eat. Weird new laws. Today starts in Massachusetts, where they can't sell eggs that are not raised cage free. That's going to create a problem in Massachusetts, folks. And pretty soon I think they're going to come back and say, well, if it's not a cage-free chicken, you can't sell it. They're gonna whittle at this because they don't care. Supply shortages. You're already starting to see it. I went the other day, and I've been hearing people talk about this on other channels, but I went to get an air filter for my little car. They didn't have any, and he said he hadn't had any in a couple of weeks. I had a spare here at the house, so I put it in. You're going to start seeing supply shortages. Internal strife. You're already seeing it in this country. You've got, number one, you've got the Democrats in Washington who are still holding political prisoners, the January 6 people, who have not seen trials, who have not been charged. They've just been in jail. They're political prisoners. And to hear the Democrats say it, if I walk across the street and drop my hat, that's going to be the end of democracy. They're screaming it's the end of democracy for every blessed thing. Don't buy it. Steps closer to a civil war. I hope not. I've seen countries after a civil war. I know what it took this one to heal after the Civil War of the 1800s. Vax passports and boosters. Folks, I do believe we will start seeing vax passports here in this country. Now why? Because liberal mayors, liberal governors want control over you. They want to make you do what they may not be doing themselves. Have you ever thought of that? New York City put in a deal now where Kids as young as 5 years old's got to have a vaccine. And the CDC says traditionally they're not in any danger. And probably be a new different booster every 3 months for each new variant. In about a week, 5G rolls out. Maybe 8 days. Now, number 10. Things you need to prep more of. Food, water, ammunition, security, medical supplies. One of the other things you need to prep is get all of your important papers. Make copies of them, hard copies, and store them somewhere where nobody except you and maybe the missus or the husband or whatever you are has access to. I've got complete in the box in one of my bags over here. I'm not going to dig it out. In one of my bags over here, I have a complete every piece of paper I need. Guys, 22 can go one of two directions. More of the same, or those of us who can are going to start talking about solutions. I'm going to start talking solutions. That's the reason I'm telling you, get these books on how to build structures, how to build shelters, how to plant gardens, how to build root cellars. You know, worst comes to worst, you could get something like my little shed here, put it out on the land, you know, insulate the dang thing, and go from there. Prepare, guys. One of the other things I'm going to tell you to quit doing, if you've got family members who are refusing to just flat refuse to prep because they don't see a problem coming, in 2022 I think the problems will magnify themselves. If people are not prepping from this point after everything we went through in 2020, then there's nothing going to spawn them to do anything. So, folks, put a little back to hand out to others, but make sure your family has enough to eat for a minimum of 1 year. The more years you can get stacked up, the better. Guys, with that being said, I hope the new year has found you in very good health. And I pray that each and every one of you have an excellent, excellent year. In the new year, we will be talking solutions. I'll define the problem and then the solution. With that being said, I'm the Ancient Warrior. It's better to have this stuff and not need it than need it and not have it. And if you're prepping, you're going to live free. I'm the Ancient Warrior, and we're out.